Hey everybody, it's January 10th, 2020, and this is the first video I've made in a long time. So I thought I'd show what kind of trading I'm up to now. A little bit of differences from the last time I posted. You may notice that I'm no longer using the two-range line chart with the logical forex indicators. I'm on Ninja 8 now. Little different setup. I've been using this for several months and I like it. Got basically a 1 minute, a 2 minute, and a 5 range chart, and it's pretty, not a lot of indicators or anything. I still have my tick strike, but a lot of the trades are more now 12 tick scalps. And I've just found that for the most part, and that's unless I'm seeing tremendous momentum and volume coming in, I do better taking some of these smaller targets. They're just much easier for me to hit. And NQ's the type of instrument where you can be in a powerful move 1 second and without any real warning, it whipsaws you the other direction, and trying to hold and stay in these trades when they're doing that instead of just nailing these little moves, which I'm pretty good at. Now if I see again a big move taking place, there's no support or resistance in the way, I switch my targets up. So I'm very kind of flexible. But a lot of the trades now, especially starting out in the day before I really know what type of day I'm going to see, are the smaller scalps. So I'm going to show some from today. This was after non-farm payroll. After on non-farm, I don't like it because we get that big, here you can see a little scalp, and I'm going to speed that up slightly. You can see getting some good little momentum there. So a nice little setup, waited for this little bottom to be broken. I put these little white lines generally near areas where I want to enter, and then make up my mind once they're breached whether I want to take the trade or not. But they have little sound alerts in case I'm looking at maybe the other screen or something. And you can see here we've got a pretty good, if we break through this area, nice little bit of room before we hit any real support. Okay, you can see we started getting some pretty good volume picking up. I went into a very kind of a late timed entry here, and I have a bigger target than the 12 tick scalp due to the volume I'm seeing. However, I felt like I had gotten in a little late and I pulled out basically at break even. Okay, here we had pulled back to a little bit of a resistance level now. Started moving back down. I didn't really know how much further we'd go. So again, this is one of the 12 tick scalps. And we got that full 12 ticks. Now I was going for about a 22 tick target here, but when I went to switch down here, what I failed to see is I accidentally hit the one that only has one contract. So instead of my usual 5, and I didn't realize this right away, I only entered the trade with one contract, and that was definitely by mistake. And it's a shame because this was a good trade, and definitely would have had a better day had I had gone in with my full 5. And you can see I'm like realized it here, and I was like, oh, this. So I was, if we were going to pull back to even, I was going to re-enter with another 5 or so, but it hit my target. So again, not a big deal, but would have definitely made more had that been the full contract size. Okay, so went back to the well once too often for another little pullback trade, and that didn't work out. lost a little bit there. Um, Took another stupid trade here going long, counter trend, thought we were really blowing up here. Order flow looked like it was going to explode up, and it didn't. And I took a loss there, went immediately back in short, which wasn't too smart either. And you can see here, it misses my target by one tick and starts V'ing up. So I got out at break even there. Okay, so now I kind of lost back all my ticks plus a little bit. Just being maybe, a couple of silly trades. Maybe got thrown off by using that wrong contract size, not sure. Okay, and here's the next trade coming up. Even though my 1 minute said we're still very much in a downtrend, again, I'm very kind of flexible when I'm doing these scalps as to what direction I'm going in. So a little immediate momentum as we were breaking through some of these tops. And if you understand order flow and you know that there's a lot of people short, you can imagine some of the retail guys have their stops here, and when you pop those stops you can see some of the orders coming in. Tick strike, level 8 usually means quite a few contracts. So I'm going to forward that a little.
Some upward momentum.
And that was a nice 12 tick one there. Okay, here's another one, we were in a little bit of a box here, and you can see I have my little entry bar here, which has those sound alerts that notify me if I want to take a trade. I went in this one. You can see again it almost hits my target, missed it by one tick, pops back down, and started hesitating a little. I put my stop to break even, so I figured the worst case scenario I break even, but it ended up hitting my target. Okay, here's one where we pulled back to this little breakout area of here, V'ing up, and I knew it had to get through a little bit here. You can see it starting to pop up there, and that one was a nice little 12 tick winner. And again, you can see we didn't have a lot of room before we hit another little tiny resistance pocket, and that kicks back down a little bit. Okay, here's when we started to show a quick little burst to the downside, and I've got this in real time. I entered it a little late, but I felt there was enough speed and strength to get my 12 ticks here. And this one I'm just letting you see it in real time. Nice little quick winner. Okay, so again, this is nothing I'd commit to a short position. I mean, you can sit there and go, well, maybe it works its way through this area now and hits all these stops, and then we get, a 100 tick move down or something, and it's like, yeah, maybe. But I don't really like to predict. I don't like to guess a whole lot. I just like to take these little scalps when I see them, unless something just mind-blowingly strong is happening. All right, as you can see, we got down to this area here. You can see it on here too. And price starts to bounce off of that. So I had my little entry bar there. This was a real quick one. That's in real time. I kind of hit the close button as it was going down instead of being a little more patient. But anyhow, about this time of the day often we can start losing volume, getting a little bit of a lull. It's between 10:15 and 11. Then at 11 often we pick up again, but that was where I decided to end the session. So hope this shows a little bit now how I'm doing these 12 tick scalps. And again, you'll see some bigger targets on here when I think it's warranted, but just taking the little bit of momentum out of a move instead of sitting there while it's bouncing back and forth for 10 minutes and hoping it goes up and then not knowing if there's going to be some shakeout. I'm preferring this method, especially when I'm trading with more contracts. Okay, that's it.